Hi everyone, it's me, Tim. Today I'm going to talk about game development as an identity. And this is probably going to be a fun Friday video because it's going to be about game development, but it's going to be kind of personal. Not 100% sure where it's going to go, maybe a little rambly. Sorry about that. So, 5 years ago, right now it's January of 2026. Sorry, there's a fire truck outside. That's interesting. So it's January of 2026, and back in May of 2020, so over 5 years ago, I semi retired. And what that means is I went from being an employee at Obsidian to being a contractor. And I consulted at other companies too, all part time. It wasn't what I was doing full time. This let me see a lot of different game development processes. It was fascinating to do it. I also got to work on a lot of toys. I have two videos on semi-retirement. One talking about semi-retirement and the other one talking about why I even did it. The whole time during those 5 years, I was working on my toys. I was making a lot of little, I wouldn't call them games, I call them toys on the side for fun because I kept thinking of things. And lately, I realized just how much of being a game developer was how I saw myself. It's who I was. It's what I think of when I think of myself and who I am. I think game developer. Sure, I read and cook and watch movies and do all kinds of other things. But after 45 years of doing this, I can't stop developing in my head all the time. I'm always thinking of games. Most of my shirts are video game related. And I'm now back at Obsidian as an employee. But let me tell you what made me think of even talking about this and why I'm talking about this right now. Here's my idea book. I've talked about this book and a bunch of others that are on my shelf. These are blank books that I fill with ideas. And this book has been sitting idle on this desk for 2 months. Pretty much since I moved back to Southern California. It's just been sitting there. I haven't opened it. I haven't written anything in it because I haven't had any ideas. That was weird. Usually it got opened at least every week, usually every few days, sometimes every day. But yesterday, I added 3 different entries. Just boom, had an idea, wrote it down, had another idea, wrote it down, had a third idea, wrote it down. 2 of the ideas are so interesting to me. Like, if you do any kind of gambling, you can understand. It's kind of burning in my head. It's all I can think about. That I'm debating spinning up some prototypes, pulling up Unity again and just spinning out a few prototypes just to explore those ideas farther. One of the ideas is like nothing I've played before. It's like nothing I've seen before, meaning I may have come up with the original idea. I don't know. Those are so rare these days. I'm sure as soon as I tell someone my idea, they're going to go, oh, Tim, there's a half a dozen games just like this. But it's original for me. But also, I know it's going to be challenging to do for a number of reasons. It will be challenging to design, and it'll be challenging to code. But I've never seen anything like it, and I would love to see it either as a standalone game by itself, or if the prototype is fun, rolling it into a feature in an RPG. So instead of making a whole game about just this, making it part of an RPG, and I think that'd be really fun. By the way, I have no plans to release any of these. These are my toys. You've seen some toys on my channel. No plans to release any of these. But once that happened, I realized, you know what? I may be 60 years old. I may have stepped away from the industry for a few years and only done it part-time. But I'm still thinking like a game developer and developing ideas in my head. And once they start, they just go. Some days I feel like Abed, if you've watched the TV show Community, he was always developing TV shows in his head. He was always doing voiceover. He was always treating his friends like they were characters. He even made movies and shows in the TV show. He's always doing that. Sometimes they would say, Abed, stop developing. I think I do that. I think I do that all the time. It's one of the reasons I got this book is A, I don't want to lose my ideas. And B, rather than just always bug people and go, I had this idea, blah, blah, I write it down. The act of writing it down not only preserves it, but kind of helps me shake it out of my head and go, okay, I don't have to think about this endlessly. It's been written down. Anyway, that's when I realized I wrote all three ideas in there, and I realized I'm a freaking game developer. I'm never gonna shake this. I'm never gonna really be able to settle down and not do it anymore or do something else. And I realized not only is that my lens, how I look at things, it's a big chunk of my identity. I don't think of myself as a retiree or a semi retiree. I don't think of myself as a middle aged guy. I don't even think of myself as a YouTuber, despite what my Wikipedia page now says. I think of myself as a game developer. And because of that, it's going to be interesting when I eventually retire, like full time, not work anymore. Because it makes me wonder if I really am going to. I know I'm going to keep making toys, but it makes me wonder if I'm going to take any of those toys and try to convert them into a game. It's so easy to publish now. I mean, I could throw it up on Steam or throw it on Epic, throw it on. Well, I guess I can't throw it on GOG because it's not a good old game because it's not old. But it'll be interesting when I finally retire to see what I do, because I don't think my identity is going to change, and I still think I'm going to be filling up this book and the other books with ideas, and then I'll have time to go through them and maybe see if I can implement any of them. So anyway, I just thought I'd mention that. I wanted to talk about that for Fun Friday, just what it's like to have game developer as your identity.